Leicester Square was doing what it always does, laughing. Tourists snapped photos beneath glowing billboards. Children dragged their parents from shop to shop, sugar-buzzed and wide-eyed. Street performers shouted over one another. Music bled from storefronts. It was chaos, but the safe kind. The kind that convinces you nothing bad can happen here. Then came the scream. Not the dramatic kind, not the theatrical kind. The kind that freezes blood. In less than 10 seconds, joy turned to terror. A child was on the ground. Blood pooled on pavement stamped with cartoon footprints. A mother's voice cracked the air. Primal, animal, desperate. The sound of someone watching their worst fear unfold in real time. At the center of it all stood a man no one noticed until it was too late. A knife in his hand, a child in his grip, and a city about to learn how thin the line between normal life and horror really is. The girl was 11 years old. She had flown halfway across the world from Australia with her mother. This wasn't just a holiday. It was a memory-making trip. London, the West End, Leicester Square, a place every child recognizes from movies before they ever see it in real life. They had just exited the Lego store, bags in hand, smiling, talking about what to see next. They didn't know they were being watched. They didn't know that just a few feet away, a man was pacing, disorganized, restless, muttering words that made sense only inside his own fractured mind. There was no argument, no confrontation, no warning. He lunged. Witnesses would later say it happened so fast their brains refused to process it. 1 second, a family. The next, a nightmare. The man grabbed the girl, pulled her into a headlock, and raised a knife. 8 times. Face, neck, upper body. Her mother tried to pull her away, clawing the attacker, screaming for help. But terror paralyzes before it mobilizes. Every second felt like an eternity. Every stab landed with finality. This wasn't rage. This wasn't revenge. This was chaos wearing human skin. People like to believe crowds protect you. They don't. Crowds hesitate. Crowds freeze. Crowds wait for someone else to act. And for a moment, a terrifying moment, no one moved. Until one man did. A security guard nearby saw the attack and didn't think. He didn't calculate risk. He didn't wait for police. He ran toward the danger. He tackled the attacker. Others followed. Hands grabbed arms. The knife hit the ground. Someone kicked it away. The man screamed, incoherently, angrily, but it was over. Police arrived within minutes. Paramedics followed. The girl was alive, barely, bloodied, broken, but breathing. In the middle of one of London's busiest tourist destinations, a child had been stabbed repeatedly in broad daylight. And the only thing standing between life and death had been strangers who refused to look away. His name was Yohan Pintaru, 33 years old. No connection to the family. No known relationship. No personal motive. Police quickly confirmed what witnesses suspected. This was a random attack. But randomness doesn't mean meaningless. As detectives began peeling back the layers of Pintaru's life, something unsettling emerged. This wasn't a man driven by ideology or hatred. It was a man losing a battle inside his own mind. Psychiatric evaluations revealed severe paranoid schizophrenia, delusions, disorganized thinking, a distorted perception of reality. In his mind, threats existed where none were real. Danger lurked everywhere. The world had turned hostile, and someone had to pay. That someone, tragically, had been an 11-year-old girl. London erupted with questions. How does this happen in the middle of the day? Why was a mentally unwell man carrying a knife? Where were the safeguards? And the hardest question of all, could this have been prevented? Knife crime had already become a national anxiety. Mental health services were stretched thin. Warning signs were often missed, not out of cruelty, but out of collapse. The attack forced an uncomfortable truth into the spotlight. Society had failed before the knife was ever raised. People wanted justice, the loud, satisfying kind, the kind with a long prison sentence and a slam gavel. But the law doesn't run on emotion. Medical experts testified that Pintaru was acutely psychotic at the time of the attack. He did not understand the reality of his actions. He did not comprehend consequences. The prosecution dropped the attempted murder charge, not because the act wasn't horrific, but because intent could not be proven beyond reasonable doubt. Instead, Pintaru pleaded guilty to wounding with intent and possession of a knife. The judge's ruling shocked many. Indefinite detention in a high-security psychiatric hospital. No release date, no fixed timeline, only medical reviews, and the grim reality that freedom may never come. This wasn't mercy. It was containment. The child survived. But survival comes with scars, some visible, some not. Plastic surgery repaired what it could. Doctors stitched skin. Surgeons worked carefully around nerves. But fear doesn't heal so neatly. She remembers the grip, the pressure, the sound of her mother screaming. Her life will forever be divided into before and after Leicester Square. And yet, she lived. Because strangers intervened. Because doctors acted quickly. Because evil was stopped inches before it finished its work. The security guard who tackled the attacker became a symbol of courage. Not a superhero. Not a trained warrior. Just a man who refused to look away. He didn't stop evil because he was fearless. He stopped it because he chose to act despite fear. History often remembers villains, but this story belongs to the people who stood up. This wasn't just a crime. It was a warning about neglected mental health systems, a warning about knife culture, a warning about how quickly safety can vanish. Evil doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it walks among us, invisible, until it explodes. The Bible never pretends the world is safe. It never denies the existence of evil. Instead, it asks a harder question. What will you do when evil appears? Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. Romans 12, verse 21. In Leicester Square, evil showed up uninvited, but so did good. Good ran toward danger. Good refused to freeze. Good saved a child's life. The lesson isn't just about knives or courts or diagnoses. It's about responsibility. Because while we cannot control every broken mind or violent impulse, we can decide whether we look away or step forward. And sometimes that decision makes all the difference between a tragedy and a survivor. This case isn't over. It lives in scars, in memories, in the quiet vigilance of parents holding their children a little closer in crowded places. But it also lives in hope that even in a world where darkness exists, light still shows up when it matters most. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel for more true crime story.